Hi, my name's Liz. I'm from Maker Futures and I'm going to show you how you can do finger weaving. That's weaving without any needles. You just need a few things around your home or classroom. So what have I got? I've got some kitchen utensils. I've got a colander here. I've got a fork, a whisk and a fish slice. I've got some craft materials like pipe cleaners and string and lolly sticks. I've got some toys from around the classroom, some natural resources like pine cones and sticks, and I could also use paper plate or a cup. So what is weaving? Well, weaving is threading yarn, ribbons or strips over and under each other. Here you can see I've got a bit of weaving on a cardboard loom, and when you're weaving cloth is what your clothes are made out of, you use weaving. Now, when you're weaving cloth, you use two sets of threads. These ones going downwards are called the warp threads. They run up and down, and the weft threads run across like this. So we weave going up and down, over and under, and we can make fabric that's used to make clothing. An easy place to start weaving is using things that we've got around the classroom or the school. I can even weave over my hand by going over and under and over and under like this, backwards and forwards. And we're practicing the skills of weaving. It's great for our fine motor control and helps us with handwriting, using cutlery and tying shoelaces. I can weave over the school radiators by going up and down, up and down. I can weave round chairs with tea towels in and out, and I can even use the rails or the fences round our school grounds. So have a look around you and see what you could weave with. So we can use kitchen utensils to weave with. I've got a colander here and I am threading through a pipe cleaner. Can you see it's going through those holes? It's great for me developing my dexterity in my fingers, like that. I can use other kitchen utensils. Here I've got a fish slice and I have got a ribbon. I can weave in and out. Remember, weaving is where the weft threads go over and under. So I've got to be careful that I don't miss out any of those holes. I can also weave around a whisk like this. I could use a piece of string to weave over and under. It's a little bit more fiddly, but it's great practice for my fingers. I could use a fork and wind it round, over and under, over and under, over and under, and back again. There are plenty of toys around my classroom that I can use for weaving. Here's a bit of brio, and you can see I have woven this pipe cleaner through every hole. I can make things for using my fine motor. I have used my bradawl at the end of this to make holes here for me to push straws through, like that, through one side and then back through the other one. It's a little bit tricky, but it's great for my fingers. Pictures are great for adding extra decorations. I have stuck these bits of straws down, and I am weaving my pipe cleaners through to make this brilliant snail shell. Look at that, doesn't it look great? We can use natural resources for weaving. I found this wonderful stick here, and I can weave just with my fingers going over and under, like this. Making sure each time I remember to go over and under. I can also weave around pine cones. I've got a pine cone here and it's great for weaving. This time I'm going to use a bit of string round like this. You can see I've used string round there to make a lovely decoration And look at this one. I've even used ribbon with red and green. Wouldn't that look great hung on a Christmas tree? I can make little animals. Here I've used black string and yellow string and added some little wings and eyes. Can you tell what it is? That's right, it's a little bee. Have a go, see if you can find some pine cones and sticks and try weaving yourself. We can weave round paper plates and paper cups. Look at this wonderful pen holder. That's perfect for holding my cardboard tools. So how do we make one? Well, all we need is a paper cup and some wool or some ribbon. First of all, with your scissors, you cut some slits down. Now, the important thing to remember here is that you need to cut an odd number of slits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's an odd number. 7's an odd number. I've got an odd number of slits, and now I can start winding my thread around. You can see I have gone over and under, and I've pushed down the thread each time, over and under, pushing them down carefully. And once I get to the end of it, I can add another piece of thread. I can tie that on. I can also do the same with a plate. Again, I'm going to cut an odd number of slits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to make a hole through the middle of my plate like this, and then I'm going to tie my string through there like this, pushing that through the hole to the other side, and I'm going to wind it round like this, okay? Each time over and under, poking it back through the hole. Once I have done that, I can then weave round like this. This looks a little bit like a dream catcher, doesn't it? I go over, under, over, under. I can do that with my fingers. I don't always have to use string or ribbon. Look at this one. This is something called EL or electroluminescent wire. It's really fun to weave with because you can switch on the electroluminescent wire, EL wire, and it will glow up in the dark. Great if you want to be weaving in a dark tent. These look really cool. Lolly sticks are great for making simple little weaving frames like this. Look how great that looks. All I did was I got some lolly sticks, and I could use a hot glue gun or tape, and I've used these little pads like this to stick some together. Now this one I can start weaving with my ribbon, or I can weave with my wool. Over, under, over, under. Can you see I'm going round and round and round and round like that? And I can change to another colour when I finish my piece of ribbon. I use that like that to make this little turtle. And can you see I put googly eyes on and a little face and feet on it. That's just 2 colours of string woven over and under around each other. And I even gave the shell a little bit of definition by using brown over green string. I have made a little butterfly. This simply started off as a little lolly stick frame like that. I wove the wool round this time, and then I put some pipe cleaners through the middle with some beads on and curled it at the top. Doesn't that look great? I have made a little cardboard weaving frame here. I've cut out slips using my cardboard saw and my cardboard scissors, and I can weave bits of card through these slits like that. Remember, push them close together once you've done one line. That's nice and easy for us to weave through because these slits are quite wide. But once we get really good at that, we can have a go at paper weaving. Now, for paper weaving, you're going to need a piece of card like this. You simply fold your piece of card in half, like that, and then you can cut down, but don't cut all the way across, like this. 1, 2. Doesn't matter whether we cut an odd number here, but the important thing to remember is don't cut all the way to the end. Once I have done that, I've got something like this. It looks a little bit like a Chinese lantern that we make at school, and I can weave over and under like this. You can see I've done that on this one. Now, I have to remember that when my last weft thread or piece of card started over, the next one has got to come from the other side like that. They look great when they're finished and are great for our fingers. Remember, push them close together when you've done that. We don't always have to cut straight lines. On this one, I made this by using my piece of card and cutting, folding it again and cutting wavy lines. Remember, don't cut all the way to the end. When you cut wavy lines, you can end up with a really funky paper weaving like that. Or you can try cutting zigzag lines like this with sharp, pointy lines like that. And when I've tried paper weaving with like that, it looks like this. Remember, push them all together. My last blue thread started over the top, so the next one's got to come from underneath, like that. So we've looked at lots of types of weaving, finger weaving that we don't actually need a needle or a loom for. We can weave around our hands, we can weave around radiators, chairs, we can use utensils from our house like our colander, our fish slice and our fork. We can make pictures that involve threading and weaving, like this lovely snail. We can make little weaving toys using straws and tubes. We can even weave around toys. We've looked at using natural resources like pine cones and twigs. We can weave around paper cups and paper plates to make really lovely, useful decorations for our house. We've used lolly sticks to make little animals like butterflies, turtles, little decorations. And finally, we've looked at paper weaving. So I hope you have great fun using those fingers to develop your fine motor control and to learn a little bit more about weaving. Bye.